This video I'm going to show you the paradigm shift between how you would build a course in Canvas using modules versus Moodle's using topics. So first, let's talk about Moodle Topics. That's what we're used to using here at Weatherford College. And we would have topic areas we could add one by one manually, or we even have the option of setting a start date in, say, 16 weeks, and then it would automatically fill in those weeks with that start date. Okay, so that was one way, and when we built those topic areas, once we had them open, the student could kind of click into any item within a topic area or the week and work with it, and then they would step back into the classroom and find somewhere else to click. It wasn't necessary, we did put it in an order, but it not necessarily did the students work in that order. Whereas in Canvas has what we call modules. It's kind of the same concept as topic, as you might have a module, say module 1, and you set that up to go in a certain order of things that you want them to do. So for example, you'd set up module 1 might be for the first chapter, and you'd put the things inside that module that you want them to do in the order you'd like for them to do. So for example, you might have your lecture notes, an assignment, a quiz, maybe a discussion area, and put those into module 1, and then they would proceed to module 2. You can lock these down, you can hide them based on start dates, or you can have, say, prerequisites that absolutely controls the flow of the student within the classroom. So how do you go about building a classroom inside Canvas? Is understanding how this module works. So let me show you in a classroom what it looks like, and then you'll have a better understanding how to build your course in using modules inside Canvas. So here is a typical module for a course where you have, say, an introduction to the chapter or what is being covered in that module, a set of lecture notes, an assignment, and a quiz. If the module is published and the student has met all the prerequisites for them to proceed with the module, they can click on any one of these items inside the module to access that item. But here's where the tunnel part comes into place. So if I click on the very first thing in the module, I can see the introduction to this particular chapter, the outcomes for it, what I expect for the students to do is listed here, and there's a previous and next. As soon as they click next, it's going to just take them to the next item in the course, which of course is for them to look at these lecture notes. When they get finished looking with the lecture notes, they click next, and here is my assignment for them, all the details, everything that I expect for them to do, the files that I'm expecting for them to upload. They finish that, they click next, and there they are in the quiz, ready to take the quiz for that chapter and onward. Next would take them into the next module. If they have met all of the requisites of the previous module, this module opens up and they're ready to press on with the class. So you get this sort of tunneling the student through the course on where they're supposed to go next. So one of the most critical things you need to understand when building or modifying your course as you bring your course information either from Moodle or start building from the course information that you had in Moodle is that you're going to build your course inside this modules section of your course, of your Canvas classroom. So you're going to click on that module, you're going to add a module to start that process. For example, I might create module 12 here. As soon as I have module 12 created down here, it's unpublished. Nobody will see it until I start adding items to it. I can start adding either things that I already have, like say, for example, if it's a file that I already have in my course, or I can go and find a new file that I need to add to the course. If it's a content page, it could be that I want to add a page that I already have somewhere else in the course, or create a brand new content page to start building my course for that module, what information I need to have in that module. So you can see you can add your quizzes, your assignments, everything. You just start building them one item at a time. So like, for example, I'm going to put a content page and name this, introduction. And now I have at least one item in this module. You're going to just start building your modules with the things that you want to have in there. You can do some creative things like indenting that module. That's one little option here. I did a little, see if I decrease the indent, you see that makes it, when the students come back in and look at the module page, it's nicely organized. I even use some text headers, but they only see the text headers to separate information when they're looking at it on this actual module page, not when they're inside that tunnel that I was talking about earlier, where you're actually inside an assignment or an item within the module and you're just progressing from one item to the next. One last thing to discuss is utilizing a start date to set up dates to autofill in your modules. That is something that was in Moodle that is not available in Canvas. So I know I'm going to get this question and I'm going to address it now. You cannot set a start date that will autofill the dates of the week for that semester in these module titles. So here is what I plan to do, and I think it's going to be a good workaround. That is, for each module, I'm going to go ahead and add something that's called the text header. And that text header might say, week of February, say 12th, okay? And I add that item, and I'm going to drag and drop it to the very top of the module and publish it. Now, that will give a visual indicator so that when the students click on modules and they're kind of coming through here, they can say, oh yeah, week of February 12th, that's where we're at. And then they can just start getting into what they're supposed to be doing that week. The due dates and everything that you have set here inside of your assignments are going to show up on their calendar anyway, but this is a nice visual place that you can do that. Now, if you want, you can actually edit that. Of course, you're going to need to edit that at the beginning of each semester to have the new dates. So that might be a little bit cumbersome, but that's, 16 weeks that you just need to update the Monday or however you work your class and update those headers by just click and edit that particular one and then put the new date so that maybe the next semester it starts on the 14th for that week. Update it and you're good to go. So that's how we're going to work dates. If you're a date oriented in your modules and how you set them up, there's no automatic way to do it, but if you set up your text headers and then just update them at the beginning of the semester with the current date for that week, you'll be ready to go. All right, so that concludes everything I want to talk about, just at least on the paradigm shifts on working with modules versus the topic areas in Moodle. Hopefully, this will get a little bit clearer in your head when you get ready to set up and start building your class. If you have any questions, contact Julie Moeller, and I'll be happy to help you.